Well, a couple of changes on the scoreboard there. I can predict 6 changes in this round, but they'll all be in our specially shot comedy sketch, and we've got a cracker for you tonight. You'll see 2 separate takes of the same sketch, but the second version will have 6 differences from the first. How many can you detect? Right, contestants, headphones on again, please, and turn quickly to your screens as we go over to our medical affairs correspondent, Andrew O'Connor, with a man suffering from an unusual disease. Here's take 1.
Good evening. Tonight on Probe, I'll be talking to a victim of gagitis, a terrible disease which causes sufferers to tell a continuous stream of old jokes against their will. My guest tonight wishes to remain anonymous, so we'll just call him Mr. X. Good evening, Mr. X.
That's the way you tell him.
Mr. X, why do you wish to be incognito?
Incognito? That's Japanese for gearbox.
Now, you claim to be cured.
Cured? I'm as cured as a pound of bacon. A bit more light, please.
How severe were these gag attacks?
I once pulled gags non-stop for 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yes.
The audience in the theatre must have been exhausted.
It wasn't a theatre. It was the dry cleaners. That's a cranger.
Well, now, thankfully, you're almost fully recovered. What's the treatment?
I want Litman Lars 3 times a week.
Mr. X, thank you, and good night.
My pleasure. Put me to the director. 2 boiled eggs. Way to tell him.
Good evening. Tonight on Probe, I'll be talking to a victim of gagitis, a terrible disease which causes sufferers to tell a continuous stream of old jokes against their will. My guest tonight wishes to remain anonymous. Good evening, Mr. X.
That's the way you tell him.
Mr. X, why do you wish to be incognito?
Incognito? Is that an African goulash?
Now, you claim to be cured.
Cured? I'm as cured as a pound of bacon. A bit more light, please.
How severe were these gag attacks?
I once pulled gags non-stop for 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yes.
The audience in the theatre must have been exhausted.
It wasn't a theatre. It was the dry cleaners. That's a cranger.
Well, now, thankfully, you're almost fully recovered. What's the treatment?
I want Litman Lars 3 times a week.
Mr. X, thank you, and good night.
My pleasure. Put me to the director. 2 boiled eggs. Way to tell him.
Frank Carson in great form there, our thanks to him. And turn to the front contestants, and will you write down what you think the 6 differences were? And now, just for you at home, here come those 6 changes. How many, honestly, did you get? For the first difference, study the presenter. In take 1, he removes his glasses before he says,
Against their will.
but in take 2, the order is reversed. First the words,
Against their will.
then the glasses.
My guest tonight wishes to remain...
There's also a visual change. A circular logo on his clipboard in take 1 changes to a diamond shape in take 2. Next, a tricky dialogue cut.
My guest tonight wishes to remain anonymous, so we'll just call him Mr. X.
But that sentence was cut in half for take 2.
My guest tonight wishes to remain anonymous. Good evening, Mr. X.
Then it's Frank Carson who changes his story.
Incognito? That's Japanese for gearbox.
But in take 2,
Incognito? Is that an African goulash?
finally 2 visual changes. The background logo is white on black and the presenter's legs are uncrossed in take 1, but in take 2 the logo is black on white and his legs are crossed. Not easy, was it? And of course it's always harder for the contestants in this pressure situation, but here's how they did. I'm going to tell them face to face. In fact, Peter, you got 2 right, and Carolyn, you also got 2 right, so together you share 3rd place. Michelle, you got 3 of them right in 2nd place, but best of all was John. You got 4 right. Well done. You win the round. And immediately we go to the scoreboard to see how that affects the situation, and it means we now have a clear leader with a Krypton factor of 28. The clerk from Shepherd's Bush, London, John Birmingham.